I am Vinnie Tortorich, folks. Your good intentions have been stolen, but don't worry. I'm here to help you get them back. You may be soft and succulent at the beginning of this process, but hang in there. Before long, you will be lean and mean, guaranteed. Yeah, I don't know why, but Ann and I will be having a conversation today about a guy. We both watched a documentary.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know why that song was in my head. But
Why did we never cover him before?
Because I didn't think it was worth it to cover him. We're talking about the Liver King. And Anna, I want to hear, we're going to go back.
Brian Johnson.
Brian Johnson. I want to hear your views first. But can I just say one thing? Early on, and when the Liver King finally hit the scenes, it was probably, what was it, 17, 18, somewhere 2017, 2018. He just popped onto the scene. I looked at it and went, okay. And then I was asked about it at the Adam Carolla show. You know, that's when I was going on Carolla, you know, every other week. And whatever was, you know, hot and heavy in fitness, they would ask me, and they would go, hey, what about the Liver King?
And can I tell you what you said?
Yeah, go on.
That guy is lying and he's on steroids. You said that.
I was early money when people go, no, he's saying he got that way from eating liver. I said, if he got that way from eating liver, every bodybuilder would do it. Here's a couple of things. When they say, well, how do you know? Well, I said, by the way, I think I said most of this off the air because the conversation went on in the back after the show for like an hour. I said, not only is he doing steroids, he's doing shit that Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ferrigno and those guys never did. They said, well, how do you know that? I said, because he's got the bloated, ripped stomach. That's, if you look at the modern bodybuilders, they're taking stuff that's so dangerous. And a lot of this stuff is made in a bathtub. This is not even pharmaceuticals that come from, he even talks about it. He goes, yeah, I was making stuff in the bathtub. You know, he talks about all of that. But the bottom line is, when everybody else was going, I don't know, he might be on steroids, he might not. I don't know. I was going, yeah, he's on steroids. I don't just stake my reputation on it. I will stake my entire career on it. And I don't want to hear otherwise. And no, he's not doing what you think he's doing. So that's all I'm going to say about that part of it. We'll come back to a lot of it.
Well, it's interesting because I was trying to recall the memories that I had during that time, and I tuned him out because I was like, he's for me, I'm not his target audience, obviously. And I was also like, okay, whatever. Like, it was so obvious that he was on steroids. And then when you said it, I was like, and Vinny knows what he's talking about, obviously. I just tuned it out and didn't think much of it. And then I remember when it came out, hey, that guy is on steroids. And we're like, okay, does the Pope wear a funny hat? Like, duh, no doy. And I didn't really like process it. It wasn't somebody who was on our radar a lot. But then when I was watching the documentary, I was shocked that we didn't talk about it more, because now if I had watched more of his content back in the day, it's really it's really egregious. The lies.
Yeah. All right, go on.
That guy loves working out so much. He wants to fuck it. That's my first note.
Yeah.
He admitted that.
He had his first orgasm doing bench press.
Doing bench press. He loves working out. He wants to marry working out.
Yeah.
Lauren's question was, how on earth did this guy get his wife to agree to all this? I was like, they're doing a whole thing. They have a whole property. She's well supported. He did 100 million in sales, and I believe I took his desiccated liver at a certain point.
Oh, and by the
that
way,
was his brand.
Let me get that out of the way, and then I'll answer your husband's question. Liver supplements are actually good for you. I do not sell them. Other people do. There are good liver supplements. There are bad liver supplements. But liver, if you're like me and you don't like to eat liver, desiccated liver is a great way to get it. And if I remember right, I looked at his brand, and his brand is the right kind of liver. right? They do defatted and fatted. You want, and by the way, his company's not the only one. You could buy the same thing for a lot cheaper. Now to answer what was your husband's question?
How did he get his wife to go along with all this?
Oh, the same way women become married to the mob, right?
Mm.
They just make peace with it. It's like, hey, this guy's bringing in millions and millions of dollars on a lie. I'm taken care of. Why do I care? Right? A lot of women do that. I'm not saying women are bad or anything. I just know a lot of women do that. Look, I felt bad for Joe Biden. The one person that could have stood up and said, Joe is sick was his wife.
Right.
She didn't. Right. And by the way, folks, this is not political. Right. I don't get political here. But the man was sick. He was ill and he needed help. And the one person who could have put a stop to this was saying, no, my husband's just fine. She was drunk on that power. And I guess that happens to some women. And this woman is that type of woman. I don't think you would do that. I'm pretty sure Serena, if I try to do anything off, and I don't, I'm a pretty honest guy, Serena would fucking leave me. I know that for a fact.
Yeah.
I know who she is. Right.
So I'm going to go through this list of notes. I'm just going to bang them off. They're bullet points. Okay. Here's what struck me. By the way, it's the Untold Liver King story on Netflix. Okay. 1,000 push-ups before bed. First time coming was on a bench. Did he masturbate to himself? Daddy issues. Kids with food allergies, but never addressed again. Saw Mark Sisson and basically perfected marketing. History of fraud, stealing from GNC, printed fake money, never addressed again. Kids don't look that great, bad skin. Hates the grocery store, but has a closet full of supplements in plastic bottles. Sweat lodge scene. Wait, did he just take dried mushroom psychedelics with his underage kid? Shitting in his own garden and using it as fertilizer. Now he eats vegetables and testicles. He says he's wrong about carnivore. Those are my notes. There was I wasn't going to take notes. Usually I can just remember enough, but there was so much in there. And things never, I was like, I hope that pays off. Didn't. Hope that pays off. Didn't.
Okay. So I'm glad you.
Where shall we begin, Vinny?
All right. So let me give an overview and then we can go piece by piece.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was very rich that he wants to live off the land. Yet he's got all these 4-wheel buggies, these kind of swamp buggies I see in Louisiana and the whole thing. So he's got all of that going on. Okay. So, we see you in your ads running through the forest like Rambo with a knife, pretending you're going to go kill a hog. Yet when you want to actually kill something, you have a gun and you have these 4-wheel mud buggies to go get them. I love the scene at the beginning where he's pulling the truck and then you see the guys behind pushing the truck. They were just, I don't know if you noticed that right at the beginning.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
I would have put that in the notes.
Yeah. That's
noteworthy.
Scene. He's pulling the truck to exercise. And as the truck goes by, you see 4 guys behind the truck pushing it. So basically, I think he put this out himself.
I think he did too. To try to write the record. That was my other thing.
So
who made this movie? I think he did.
I know he made it. This was to correct his thing by coming clean, right? Sorry, pal, it's over with. It's over with. The big thing that will dispel a lot of the questions you just asked was he gloated about how he was a scammer from the time he was 15. Yeah. He got a job at GNC even though he was underage. And what he did, folks, was he found out that people would take the supplements and get almost to the bottom of the bottle of supplements. And then they would turn them in and go, I want a refund. So what he did was he would take all of those bottles, make a fake receipt at the GNC that he worked at to make it look like he bought all the stuff, went to other GNCs and got a refund. So he was stealing from GNC.
Yeah.
And he was proud of that. He talked about it with a glee in his eyes.
He did.
He also talked about making drugs in his bathtub. Now, whether that was crack or crank or any of that stuff.
I assumed that was the gear.
Hormones. Yeah, the gear as the bodybuilders.
But maybe it was other kinds of drugs, like Schedule 1 drugs. I don't
Who
know.
knows
I was unsure.
The guy's
there was a lot of unexplained shit in this documentary. It was not well crafted.
He's a drug pusher and a drug abuser his entire life.
Right.
Here's something I picked up, Anna.
Which, by the way, drug pushers and drug abusers have a very unreliable narrative. That's something I've learned over the years.
You never get to the truth.
You can never get to the truth.
I've actually sat in the rooms, as they call it, and the AA and the NA rooms and all that, because I've had friends, so I've gone with them.
Mm-hmm.
And when they open their mouth, a lot of times, you're trying to get to that truth.
So sorry, I cut you off. You're about to say something that jumped out at you.
Yeah. The thing is, you notice the same things I did. He's sitting in a room with all these supplements on the shelf, all this crap, all this GNC stuff, just a bunch of stuff.
Well, I noticed the orange Solar Ray label kind of blurred in the background of the pantry. I was like, oh, I know that brand.
It's like all these different labels. Okay. Since I never watched any of his videos and I'm just watching the videos they put in this documentary, his wife at one point, she was the first one, and she was like, yeah, I eat these testicles every day, 3 times a day, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
And she goes, I love them. And she puts one in her mouth. She goes, delicious. Yeah, this is so good. I can't get enough of this.
As she's gagging.
When someone loves eating something,
they don't
notice
gag.
when someone is eating ice cream.
Yeah.
Is being shoveled in. You see the pleasure. It's why Italian moms and Jewish moms love to feed you. They like to
they want to see you enjoy it
on your face. There's no pleasure on her face when she's eating whatever organ this is, cow tongue or cow nuts or something. I don't know what she's
testicles, I believe in that. And the chef was splitting them up into portions into little mason jars.
Yeah, and she's like, I do this 3 times a day to keep my hormones up. No, you don't. Okay. They're not eating anything. So whenever they're gutting stuff in the field and there's flies all over and he picks it up and goes, notice you never see him eating it. He's always behind it. So in other words, if this hat right here is what he's eating, he'll lift it up and go, and then that's the end of the thing, right?
And then cut. And then
cut. He's not eating it.
Spit it out.
And this bullshit about our kids kept going to the hospital. I got news for you, bro. Your kids look like they need to go to the hospital now.
They didn't look good.
They are very unhealthy. Number one, if they're eating as cleanly as you say they're eating carnivore diet, clean the way you say they're eating, these kids are covered in zits. I've never seen a zit problem that bad. Everyone I've worked with, getting them off of junk food, the first thing they will tell you is face clears up.
Right.
Face clears up. Day one.
That's what I wrote down. The skin looks bad. Something's not
Those
right.
Kids looked malnutrition and they looked like all they eat is junk food. And by the way, there's bullshit when they're out in the field, sacrificing the beef, and the kid is holding the hoof and they're pretending to eat too. Notice it's a side shot. The kid puts something in his mouth, then they move away. They're not eating this stuff raw, folks. They're not.
They had that table. They were sitting at the table in like the first 10 minutes with the kids.
Right.
And they had just the raw marbled ground beef on the plate, which just revolting. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, there's a reason that you can cook the meat, guys. There's a reason for it. Safety.
Yeah.
Number one, food safety. Do you guys get just dysentery constantly?
Listen.
I was literally like, what? This is insane.
The thing that changed everything for modern man back in the day was when they figured out fire.
Fire is a good thing.
So when you have, you can't just take a liver, have mosquitoes all over, beat the mosquitoes off and put it in your mouth and eat it. I'm sorry. It doesn't work that way. You're not doing that. You're lying. All of it is a lie. I wish I had seen all of that before. I would have told people he's lying to you. He's lying about steroids. He's lying about eating this stuff. He's not doing any of it.
So it's interesting that when he I mean, it is funny that I love that he said that his first orgasm was bench lifting, and he's like, oh, I want to do that. And then he just starts jerking off all the time, which I think is hilarious. But then he spoke with language that was really interesting about, I was like, wait, is he saying that he's jerking off to Arnold Schwarzenegger and Ramp? I know that he's saying he was influenced obviously by their body type, and that's great. But it was like it was the way that it was cut together. I was like, is he jerking off to himself? Like it was a strange thing.
All
and
right,
then I was
well,
like, if he is, that's the most narcissistic thing I've ever heard.
Let
And
me
he's
tell you,
obviously a narcissist. Obviously.
let me help you. He said the first time I came was while I was bench pressing.
Right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, back in the famous movie Pumping Iron, the first time we really saw Arnold, even though he was in something before that. The famous movie Pumping Iron. Arnold is the star of that movie, and he says, when I'm lifting weight, when I pump so hard, my biceps feel, I do curls, my biceps, they get so hard like a rock, I feel like I'm calming. That was it. We walked around back in the late 1970s at the gym doing curls, going, I'm calming. You know, that became the joke.
Okay.
He thinks that nobody today remembers that. 63-year-old Vinnie remembers it.
So you think he's stealing Arnold's
Of
bit?
course, he'll steal anything at any time.
He steals everything.
He's such a narcissist. He admitted to stealing the whole idea from Mark Sisson. The difference is,
he did admit that.
We know Mark Sisson. He used to come on this podcast.
Yeah.
Mark Sisson cooks his food.
He does. And by the way, Mark Sisson is a fabulous marketer. He came up from the infomercial marketing world. And that's why he is a fantastic marketer.
Yes.
So he's somebody that if you're going to steal ideas about how to grow and sell a brand, but he basically, he didn't say Mark's Daily Apple, but he said, I got the emails from Mark.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, so you basically were like, I'm going to do what he does.
Right.
Which, go for it,
Which is fine, but then don't, Mark Sisson never lied to anyone. That's the difference.
No.
As a matter of fact, Mark Sisson started taking HRT, just hormone replacement therapy, or TRT, whatever they're calling, testosterone replacement therapy.
But he talks about it.
And he talks about it.
Yeah.
Right? He goes, yes, I take this stuff. It makes me feel better. I'm on a different page. I don't take it. And I talk about what it's like not to take it. Right? And the reason RFK takes it, right? Right. But they're not taking copious amounts of drugs that can kill. This guy is so close to death, he doesn't even realize it. Now, I don't know if you know this, but I saw something.
I know. I was like, do a CBC, print your full numbers. I want to see all of it.
He's never going to do that. And recently, I think he had some kind of bump with the law because of other drugs. Like he doesn't even look like that guy anymore, apparently.
Really?
Yeah, I remember seeing something in the news where Liver King was in trouble again.
Okay.
Maybe
that doesn't surprise me. You look that up while I talk about the fact that the kids with the food allergies was never addressed again. Like, hey, we cleared up all these. Like, I was waiting for that payoff of like, hey, when I went, the only thing they said about Carnivore was that they all felt great. So I was waiting for the origin story was our kids were dying and had to be taken to the hospital, and now they're thriving, but there wasn't like a payoff conversation. And then even at the end, the guy, I guess, who was their social media manager, the social media agency guy with the glasses, he said, he's like, he told me these stories and now I don't know if any of it's true. And I was like, okay. But so if Liver King made that, why would he put that part in there? That's what makes me wonder that he didn't make it.
I want to have a whole conversation about the guy.
I know. I want to talk to him.
So let me just read this to you. As of June 2025, Brian Johnson, known as the Liver King, was arrested in Austin, Texas, for allegedly making terroristic threats against podcaster Joe Rogan. Incident is the latest in a series of controversies involving the social media personality.
That's scary, and
He,
I don't
he
like
was
that people
arrested.
do that.
Bail, restraining order, continued behavior. Let's see, continued behavior. After his release, Johnson continued to post videos hinting at the situation with Rogan, at one point mistakenly calling out actor Seth Rogen. Okay.
Okay,
And
well,
then
that's
Netflix, the arrest followed the release of Netflix documentary Untold, which is what we saw. All right, yeah, let's go. Let's just meander. We're going to keep going back and forth. Let's meander back towards the guy in the glasses, the guy with the nice teeth.
yes. So the
Okay,
guy in the glasses was his, I think, as president of a social media agency
right,
who Liver King's team hired
right.
to manage his social media.
So
And he
Anna,
needed to know, are you lying or are you telling the truth?
right, but remember, they never asked that because think of how many times you and I could have been hooked up with those type of that guy,
Mhm.
pretty much. There's
Mhm.
a bunch of them out there, and they find smaller brands like mine and yours, and they'll go, "Hey, we can make you king of the world," but they
Right.
don't want to know what's going on. They will do anything, but you see, the onus is on you. They don't mind lying, but when it doesn't work, they'll go, "Hey, we didn't lie. They lied."
Right.
Right? And I think this guy just got caught up in the whole thing because think about it. He's been a scammer his whole life. He's been a drug abuser his entire life. He's got, obviously, he's trying to threaten Joe Rogan, so you got
Well,
problems.
and I could see from a digital agency standpoint, if you love marketing, you got something to work with. This he's a lot of personality. He's a lot.
Right. But what about his buddy who was running the company, the skinny guy, again,
I
with
was unsure if that guy was related to him because his name was Ben Johnson.
he might be, but he ran, he kept going,
He
I
ran
don't know.
Ancestral or
I don't know
whatever.
if Brian's on drugs. I didn't think he was. He told me he got this way eating liver. Well, everybody knows that you can't get like that eating liver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody, right? So that's the biggest lie right there. And to tell people to eat raw organs, not a good idea. Not a good idea.
No, it's
I'm
really
sorry.
revolting to think about. And they showed some whatever, I don't know, whatever organs they were showing. But I felt like she didn't look that great. I also thought, well, they probably, if they're doing this ancestral thing, they probably don't shower that much because her hair looked very greasy. I know that that's a weird thing to notice,
Yeah.
but I would feel like if someone's going to be filming me for a documentary, you just might want to clean up a little, like a little bit. You don't have to get all dolled up, full glam or anything, but wash your hair. That's for me.
They don't care. She just wanted to make sure everyone saw that big piece of rock she had on her hand. Look at all the money we have. Look at how well we're doing. But guess what? That money won't last. It won't last. No matter how much
No. They'll
they're
burn through
spending
it.
through it, they're getting on private planes. I've seen people make flash cash like that.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
don't care if they make 100 million, 200 million, 300, it's going to all be gone. Yeah. And whatever you don't spend, the federal government will take.
It's
Trust
so
me.
crazy. And another thing that I noticed too about, we're all talking about, well, let's have a smaller digital footprint and not look at our phones so much. And he had a thing where everybody had to keep their phones in a thing so they didn't get the waves.
Yeah.
Like they had to keep it in a lockbox. But then he's showing him constantly editing and doing 100 takes to do his social media. And I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's a beast, isn't it? Yeah, it
Yeah.
sucks. So that's why I was like, well, they're not keeping their phones in a lockbox. They're spending 8 hours a day making content.
Those kids wouldn't even leave their bedrooms. He had to yell to them, "Hey, get out here! Did you restock the fridge?" And they're like, "Yeah, kind of." Is it half or three quarter? I mean, these kids are so badgered by him, and
I guess there's a part of me that's like, I really appreciate the willingness, like that you want to teach your sons how to be a man. Like you want to teach positive masculinity or whatever I
yeah,
don't know what the phrase is, not toxic masculinity. You want to teach them how to be a man and how to have these skills. And it's just so interesting because it's like, I always find that the best teacher is just by doing, not by preaching, obviously. Like, I don't know. It was just, I understood the motivation of wanting to be connected with the earth. of wanting to eat whole foods, of wanting to teach your child to like be a good human in the world. Like I get all that, but the whole thing made me just supremely uncomfortable.
Well, look,
It was ick on the highest level.
yeah, it was. I mean, you're sitting there going, well, we're all barefooted because we want to be connected. But each person in the family is out in the field in their own personal quad.
But also, too,
Right.
he was walking in the mud, and all I could think of was how many times has this man had ringworm? How much active ringworm does he have walking in the mud? I'm sorry, but you don't walk in the mud with bare feet
Yeah.
and not see a ringworm pop up on your arm or on your knee, or you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, look,
what?
he's done. His whole thing is over with. They're going to lose it all, unfortunately. Rightly so, because they cheated to get there. And
why are people like that rewarded, though?
well,
That's what pisses me off.
will he be rewarded? And think about it. And you and I have talked about this 1,000 times on this podcast. And for anyone who just have come on to this recently, Anna and I have been doing this since what year, Anna? 2011?
2011 we met, 2012.
Yeah, so so 13 years. All right. And we were one of the biggest podcasts.
Over 13 years. Yeah.
Yeah. At the beginning, there was no other podcast, and we were really big. And we got invited to Las Vegas, right, to the podcast awards.
Mm-hmm.
And
we were nominated for Podcast of the Year.
Yeah. And so we decided to go as a joke, right? It was like, okay, we'll go. But then when we got there, it was like, hey, let's talk to other podcasters.
Yeah. Let's talk to our fellow nominees. Let's
see what they're doing, right? Because we weren't monetizing the show at first. The whole show was just to get my book going. And that's what we were, right?
I hadn't even thought that I could write a cookbook, much less found a food company.
I mean, we were doing Nutella Mom. We were doing, just
the Tanorexic lady.
Yeah, we were doing fun. People thought we were funny. Just
you were calling the stores that wrapped the people and claimed they'd lose 30 pounds in a wrap.
Yeah. And we need to get back to some of that.
That made me so uncomfortable.
I would call people. We would just
talk about peeing on Starbucks because they wouldn't let you pee.
Yeah. So I peed right on the building.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, we had some fun back in it.
We were doing shots of Villa Capelli and shots of limoncello at 10 a.m. on a Sunday.
Yeah, Anna would make limoncello, and we would do.
That's how I got Vinny to have sugar. Was I would make him shoot limoncello.
One time she took it out of the fridge. It was still cold. I think Dean Laurie was there.
Yeah, Dean was there, and it just exploded.
The whole thing exploded. Yeah, limoncello was all over the studio. So, I mean, we've been around the block a few times.
Ben Greenfield came over and you painted on his naked chest.
Yeah, because he was like Liver King. He couldn't find a shirt, right?
Couldn't find a shirt.
So I took
Ben Greenfield's much easier on the eyes than Liver King.
Oh, yeah. He's a good guy. And, we used to get vegans over. My buddy Rich Rowe used to come in and do shows.
Yep.
Kate
Shanahan, Dr. Kate came over and did several shows.
Yeah, the aforementioned
Chris Kosman.
Yeah, Chris Kosman come in all the time. Andrea Anders.
Andrea Anders came up. Nancy Wolfson showed up with a damn soft serve.
Yeah. Yeah. It was the good old days. We had a lot of fun.
We did have a lot of fun.
So we go to this thing, and other people who didn't have as big a podcast as we did, we're not going to mention any names here. We're like, we're making $20,000 a month. We're making
$30,000 a month.
30 a month. Yeah,
just recipe PDFs.
Yeah, and we're like, wait, what? You're doing what? And this girl goes, yeah, my boyfriend's got the podcast, and I make $30,000 a month on recipes. And we were dumb. Anna goes, how do you come up with so many recipes? And she goes, I steal them from the internet. I just look at other recipes.
By the way, now you could just do it with AI. So I'm sure they're doing it with AI.
Yeah, just change one thing, and then it's my recipe. And, if it says 2 pinches of salt, I put 1 pinch, and it's my recipe.
Then the done. Bob's your uncle.
And she goes, yeah, I'm just taking other people's recipes and rehashing them and selling them. We were shocked by what people were doing. And Anna and I
went, ew.
But we did have a moment where we said, look, because back then there was, you had to pay for bandwidth and all kinds of stuff.
That's right.
And it's
Do
like,
we upgrade to the highest bandwidth because then we're committed?
Yeah, because we have more and more people coming in, and the bigger your podcast you had, the more you have to pay. And we're
And that's
like,
kind of when Villa Capelli came on board, and we're thank God they did because they
yeah,
were basically paying for our bandwidth.
pretty much. And so we're like sitting around going, all right, this podcast is costing a shit ton of money. It's costing me a lot of money. It's costing Anna time away from her family. She had a young daughter at the time. Her husband, is Hollywood. Sunday's one of the few days you have off. And she's spending the whole day with me for no pay.
In the garage, yeah.
For no pay. And there was no money. We were losing money on the podcast. And everyone else was going, you're crazy. You can easily make 20, 30 grand a month. Just like that sleazy guy with the glasses with the nice teeth. We could go get one of those guys right now and turn this podcast into that in 2 seconds. Right?
Yeah.
But we never have. I've always kept it autonomous. This is the truth. I'm not kowtowing to anyone, nothing. This is just the truth. Right?
And by the way, it's not like we don't like money. I like money.
Oh,
you
I
like money.
Yeah, money's a cool thing.
But there hasn't been a situation, and I know you've turned down multiple offers to partner with either sponsors, podcast networks, mid-roll companies that find the ad space for you and the whole thing. You've turned down multiple things, and rightly so, because they're just not a fit for the message that you're giving.
The guy that started Westwood One started.
I was going to say Podcast One, but it's Westwood One.
He started Westwood One, which is the biggest radio network.
Right.
And then he started Podcast One.
That's it. That's right.
And, got the likes of my buddy Adam Carolla go over and everything. You remember that? Called me in for a big meeting. I had the big meeting in Beverly Hills. It's like,
I know, we're like, well, I guess our fortune's about to change.
Yeah. And I looked at the deal, showed it to Scott, and he was like, I wouldn't sign this.
Yeah. I
And was like, why? He goes, they would own NIL, name, image, and likeness forever.
No.
Forever.
No,
It's like they own your name. I went, oh, this is just like the infomercial. No wonder they want to give me so much money to come over here. They were,
they want to own it and just.
They wanted to own everything.
I was like, we're doing it, and you and me are gonna be like Beverly Hillbillies showing up.
Yeah, and by the way,
we made it.
If they want me to do, hey, we got Nature's Greens powder and the whole thing.
And they would want you to do that.
I would have to do the ad.
You would have to do it.
Because they would own my name, right? Hey, we got the supplement. It changes your life by taking this. You might hear.
Hey, Anna, have you ever heard of nootropics? I love them now. You do? Yeah. Yes, I do. I love nootropics.
Oh yeah,
I sure do.
Because they told me I had to love them. And look, there are doctors out there. I saw Dr. Hyman the other day talking about fatty 15 or something. I'm like, really, dude? Really? You doing this? They all fall for it at some point.
Yeah.
You don't see us doing that here.
No, we really only do ads on stuff that we've used and loved.
Look, I mean, I was doing ads for Crowd Cow because I believed in the company.
Right.
Right.
And Squatty Potty because we love our Squatty Potty.
I still use my Squatty Potty.
Still use the Squatty
Potty. I still have my Squatty Potty
every day.
So that's and then we had Bel Campo, another meat delivery service, and we were making tons of money. We were rolling in dough from that company because I got paid a fee plus a percentage of what they sold. And then during COVID, they fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, look, stick with it. I said, I can't. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My clientele, I cannot lie to my clientele. That's you right. Guys were selling the right stuff during COVID. You couldn't get the right meat. You sold something else. That makes me look bad. That's why I only sell PureVitaminClub.com. That's why I only push Anna Vocino's products. And that's why I only push Villa Capelli. Because I know Anna. I know the products. I know what she's doing. I know me. I know what I'm doing. Notice, I fired my best friend, who's no longer my best friend.
Right.
Right? I'm sorry. If you're not going to do the right thing, you're out.
Yep.
Right? He was overpromising and not delivering.
Yeah.
Gone. I'm sorry.
Can't do it.
My name is on the product. My face is on this product. I'm sorry. Love you to death. Known you for 30 years, but don't fuck around with what I'm doing.
Right.
And it took almost all of my savings to bring this company back.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I mean, that's dedication.
Yeah. Everyone told me, every attorney, and we had 3 attorneys. Chapter 11. And I said, but wait, these people have paid me. I don't have the money to pay them back. Or if I do have the money, it's all of my money.
Right.
I have all these subscriptions. Vinny, file Chapter 11. Fuck those people. This is what attorneys will tell you.
You're saying that about your customers?
Yeah, they're like, why do you care? You can walk away. You know,
What?
you have to pay them all back. You know. And I said, okay. I looked around and went, what would it take for me to give everyone their money back? And we came up with that number. I'll tell the audience, it's about $500,000. And then I looked around and I said, okay, for me to go make the product, what will it cost? Turns out it was about $500,000.
Mm.
And I said, you know what? I might go under trying to do this, but at least I'm going to deliver everything and it's going to be a good product. And those people can never say I'm a liar and I didn't deliver. And I'm so happy for everyone who stuck with me. And I get it. The people that fell off, I get it. I would have dropped off too. But a lot of them have come back. Good. And it's because they saw the integrity. And every attorney, dude, go away. You see, this Liver King guy can't admit that he's wrong. He's doing this whole documentary was done by him, and it's a campaign to go. And as one lowly podcast person said, he goes, he's not sorry that he did the wrong thing.
Right. He's sorry he got caught.
He's sorry he got caught. And I agree with that. And his wife was going, hey, keep lying. Don't even admit to it. Just keep going. Just say all of it was made up. Right? But they had him dead to rights. They had all of the emails. Someone had all of the emails. How did he not think that was going to come out? Right? He's taking $12,000 a month, $140,000 a year worth of steroids. And he's never cycling off.
Seems crazy.
Even bodybuilders cycle off. Right? Like they take a down season because they can't stay on those things that long. This guy, you see him veins popping out of his shoulder, his back.
He was so vascular. It was frightening.
He was so keyed up, and he's taking not just any HGH. And by the way, HGH is the roughest shit you could take as human growth hormone. It not only makes your muscles grow, it gives you secondary bone growth, and it also makes cancer grow. So good luck, pal.
So I'm looking at the crew, and he's not named in anywhere of the producers or the crew. So
yeah, because Untold is probably a group that's owned by Netflix or one of those Untold Stories. Whoever owns that.
Oh, okay.
Trust me, he was working the narrative because they did the thing where they showed how great it was, then they show a down part. And then they it was the shit sandwich.
They're trying to show the redemption arc.
Yeah, the redemption.
Oh, when he's holding the strawberry, Lauren cut open. He got one of those yellow watermelons that are hard to find. He got it from the farm stand, and he's like, "I'm cutting this yellow watermelon," and I was like, "Well, you better hold it up to the sun so it restructures in the sun like the Liver King does."
Yeah,
and enjoy your melon.
That whole thing was just.
Also, too, he's like, carnivore was wrong. I eat vegetables and testicles. And then the kids didn't look any better. I was hoping the kids would look better. I'm like, oh, good. Maybe the kids get some other nutrients or something. I don't know. It just seemed like.
By the way, I don't want to hear you do 1,000 push-ups when you do a half a push-up. I don't want to hear it.
Did he do a half a push-up?
Yeah, when I was watching him do push-ups, he does those like CrossFit people doing like
yeah, but he can't get all the way down because his veins are in the way.
Nah, you can.
If he gets all the way down, he's gonna come. So
Yeah,
that's
you
his
know what? Because he would be fucking.
oh God,
Yeah, jizz everywhere.
just everywhere. So that
Yeah.
was my question about the 1,000 push-ups. I was like, well, Vinny said you're not supposed to do 1,000 push-ups every day. You're supposed to have a day off to recover.
Yeah, not
That
if
was
you
my
take
other
that
thing. I was
time.
like, is this guy just like completely overworking out?
But you see, most bodybuilders, that's why the bro science guys, they'll go, you could do this, you could do that, but you don't understand the Vinnies of the world wrong. No. If you're taking drugs, you can overwork because you're being the drug is compensating, right?
Interesting.
But even that,
It like makes you think you're not in pain, or it like gets rid
no,
of the injury, or what does it do?
the recuperation is much quicker.
Oh,
These drugs supersede everything. These drugs are so powerful, and I'm telling you, folks are getting hurt on these drugs. They die. They die. IFBB pros, that's the International Federation of Bodybuilding, they're dying at record pace. You never hear about the ones that die. They just move past those guys, right? They find them dead in their room right before competition, right? I don't think people realize how close those guys are to death. You know, they'll get an aneurysm, they'll just dehydrate, just something bad will happen, and it does. It's not a good thing.
I hated watching him. I hated watching him lift. Like I was like, every time he would do something, I was like, oh, like I just was worried he was gonna bust a blood vessel in his head.
He's not. You know, look, at one time I was a 400-pound bench presser, right? 405 for one rep. I was still able to do a full push-up, right?
Right.
You know, so I don't want to hear you can't do a full push-up. And my one takeaway, and it was when they were eating, you know, pretending to eat liver and pretending to eat it. My thought was, it's almost like a gay guy trying to prove he's straight by eating pussy. Right. Oh yeah, it's so good. Yeah.
No, I love it. I love it.
Yeah, pussy's so good. Yeah. Yeah. Not getting in like a straight guy.
Little
Yeah, like little butterfly kisses.
little nibbles.
Yeah. Yeah, not getting in there. Yeah.
Wow.
No, doesn't work. Right.
That's so funny.
That's the way they look. And, you know, I wish we had critiqued some of his videos before because, like I said, I'm watching the angles. And remember, not me. He said this. Oh, we would have to do 100 takes. So are you eating 100 pieces of liver? How long is that liver sitting in the sun?
Of course
that
not.
You keep lifting up that I see bugs on and dirt and everything else.
Oh God. Oh, it's so gross.
You're not eating any of it. You would die if you ate it. You would get listeria or something, some other disease. Something would happen.
Oh God.
You're not staying healthy from that.
No.
That being said, let me give people a plus. If you want to take liver supplements, and this is something I've taken off and on, it was the first supplement I took when I was young and I started working out with Joe. There, you'll see it doesn't matter the brand. As a matter of fact, I would tell you not to use his ancestral brand because why support him? Right. There's so many brands. As a matter of fact, you'll find brands out there that are less expensive than his brand.
Yeah, his is expensive.
All of it or most of it is called desiccated liver. It means that they dry it. It's freeze dried a certain way. And then, so I don't know the desiccation process, but you're going to see two types. And this is your, what do you call it? Piece of information for the day, your tip for the day. You'll see defatted and non-defatted, or it'll just say fatted. You want the liver with the fat. I will say it again. When you buy liver supplements, you want the liver with the fat. Do not get the defatted one. If you see stuff from Argentina, that's usually a good thing. If you see stuff from New Zealand / Australia, also a good thing. The best stuff is coming out of those two places. And I think his come out of one of those two places too. Yeah. But why support him? His stuff is expensive for no reason. You can go get this stuff in bulk somewhere else and not pay those prices. I will always tell you guys the truth. It's a good thing to take. You don't want to take too much because the big thing in liver is vitamin A, and vitamin A is a fat soluble vitamin. And if you get too much, it's hard to get it out. Right? It's not like vitamin C. If you have too much, you just pee it out. Or most folates, right? If you get too much, you pee it out. There is a UL on vitamin A and vitamin D, and the UL means upper limit. So if you're eating a lot of meat, red meat, what have you, you don't really need to take the liver, right? But it is a good supplement. It was the first one
my functional medicine doc took me off the liver supplements because she's like, you eat enough red meat. I don't need you taking that.
Like, okay. If you're eating enough cooked red meat.
Now that's my conversation with my doctor. You talk to your doctor, please.
Yeah.
People who are listening.
Do not take Anna's advice from her doctor.
No.
Go get your own.
Anna's functional medicine doctor said, Vinnie, do you know what I'm going to be doing at 6:30 in the morning tomorrow?
Can I? All right, let's see, 6:30. Going for a walk up a mountain? Going for a walk. Nope. You're going for a walk.
Check your phone. I sent you a picture.
All right. Liver King told me not to play with my phone.
Well.
All right, you got a thing. You got a thing here.
Mm-hmm. Do you know what that is?
Some kind of steamer. Let me look.
I'm making my own yogurt.
So what does the machine do?
It's a little yogurt maker. So it keeps it at 99 degrees for 36 hours. And tomorrow morning at 6:30 in the morning is 36 hours. And then I got this separate strainer thing because I'm going to make the Greek yogurt. I'm not doing regular yogurt, Vinny. I want the thick and the creamy.
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So I'm going to do plain first. Yeah. Actually, I might put some vanilla in one of them and then do the other one plain.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to start messing around with flavors and I'm going to start doing videos.
Nice.
Can't wait.
So, Anna,
my yogurt. So I know you have your, I say kefir, but you say kefir.
Kefir. How long did it take you to mature your grains?
I bought a starter.
But you bought the dried grains, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you had to mature them, right?
No. You put them right in, and then this is cooking for 36 hours.
Yeah, but Anna, you might have not done it right.
No, they said to just put it in.
Really? The instruction said just put this in and you're good. Were they soft and mushy when you bought them?
They were powders.
Okay, if it doesn't turn out right, give me a call.
Okay, I will.
Because what I had to do, I've been using the same kefir grains now for months and months and months. Yeah. You just keep using them over and over.
Yeah, no, I'm going to take.
Yeah, and the straining process takes a minute, but I just do it every third morning. I have the metal strainer. Now, I tried using the plastic strainer to tell you to use.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't like it. I went back to the metal mesh strainer.
Okay.
So what they told me to do was I read the instructions carefully on the kefir thing. Folks, kefir and yogurt, same thing. The grains are a little different. And they call them grains, but they're not grains. It's bacteria.
Yeah, it's bacteria. They just called it a starter.
Yeah,
or the yogurt starter.
They call it kefir grains, so it's a bacteria. So they purposely said, even if you're going to be making raw milk kefir, you want to build them up with milk that's been pasteurized. Right. So I bought.
No, I did that. I had to make a slurry first.
For how long? So let me tell you what I did.
The slurry was till it was dissolved.
Well, what they told me
a couple minutes
is I took the pasteurized milk.
Yeah.
1 cup in a jar.
Mm-hmm.
And you let it sit until you see it, bubbling up and getting ugly.
Yeah, it bubbles a bit. Yeah.
And then you strain it. And you can actually eat that kefir if you want. It's not the best kefir in the world. They tell you, don't throw it away. You can actually have it. It was a little nasty. And then you put 2 cups, you save the grains, you put 2 cups and you work that in and you do it all the way. You do it like 6 times until you've done 6 cups. And it takes about a week, right? It takes about a day and a half.
No, there's none of that with the yogurt.
And then you have these nice plump bacteria.
Right.
And then that's when I started getting my raw milk. And I drink 1 gallon of raw milk kefir per week because a new gallon comes in every Wednesday. So today is today Monday? So in 2 days, as a matter of fact, I'm going to be pouring my last kefir and making one more batch. I have it worked out to a science, and then the new milk comes in, and then I have it
Great.
for a week. You're going to love it.
I can't wait.
Number one, it's so much cheaper than buying yogurt or kefir at the store. Over the years, I've wasted so much money on kefir. This
We
raw
buy a
milk,
lot of yogurt in this house.
this raw milk is a little more expensive than regular milk.
Mm-hmm.
It makes a damn good kefir. Serena's been a kefir drinker her whole life too.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is so much better than we used to buy at a fraction of the cost.
Yeah.
Same with the kombucha. Now, this last batch of kombucha that I made,
Mm-hmm.
I'm Icarus now. I flew a little too close to the sun.
Right.
Oh my God, it's vinegar. I'm worried it's going to hurt my teeth. So
Can you put it in a salad dressing or something like?
I'm drinking it. I'm drinking it, but it's like
You
drinking.
might be wearing off the enamel on your teeth.
No, I think I'm fine. I'm drinking it, but it's it's basically vinegar.
Right.
So I'm drinking it a lot slower than I would be drinking. But yeah, I'm way into the fermented stuff, and I got to be
I
honest with
love
you.
it.
I'm loving the way I feel. Love
I never saw that coming with you. You're full of surprises, Vin.
Well, I've always been a yogurt because people go, wait,
Yeah.
you're that big into dairy? I stopped drinking milk years ago.
Right.
But when you have
And
yogurt,
also, ugh, why?
yogurts
Yeah.
and kefirs, a lot of the sugar is burned off, right?
Right.
It gets mixed in. And when you make it yourself, you can really burn it off.
Right.
Right. And I have it right before I go work out. I have a big one of these glasses. I use these mason jars.
Oh yeah, perfect.
I fill that up and I drink it on the way to the gym. Sometimes it's my little trick, Anna.
Okay.
I'll pour the kefir in there. I'll get with my espresso machine right behind me, pour 1 shot of espresso in it and mix it in because I love the bitterness of the kefir and the espresso. I do a ristretto.
I'm gonna make a coffee Greek yogurt. I'm gonna use your coffee.
Yeah. Wait,
and
hang
I'm
on.
gonna make some.
Hang on, Anna. Yes. Right now? All right. We're going to be. Yeah. Yeah. All right. No. I'll be done in 5 minutes. Anna, we're gonna cut this one because we have. Honey, what kind of face do we have?
She walked away.
Cod and hollandaise sauce
Oh,
with cauliflower on the side. No meat
let's go.
jelly.
Let's go.
So
I'm going to burger night at the hitching post.
And I'm going to tell you a pro tip. All right. If you're going to put the coffee kefir, if you're going to do that, just a pinch of fresh vanilla.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Just saying. I'm just, me when it comes to vanilla.
Yeah.
I can make anything taste good with vanilla.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So did we cover?
I love that I've written hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of recipes, but you're telling me like, hey, did you know that vanilla?
Anna, calm down.
You can make things taste good.
Teach you about vanilla.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
If only there was a man to explain it to me.
Yeah, you need to be.
Oh, I have one. Thank you.
Folks, you know what to do. Anna Vocino, people ask me all the time, I'm doing this in NSNG. I don't know what to eat. All right.
And then you mansplain them and tell them the truth.
You want to do some free stuff, go check out annavocino.substack.com. But what you really want is her cookbook. She's got Eat Happy 2, Eat Happy Italian, and she's coming out with an Eat Happy drink book.
Yeah, happy hour.
Happy hour.
I just turned in the second draft last night, a day ahead of my deadline.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen very often, a day ahead.
Well, that's kind of you. So go check out everything Anna's doing. I cannot get enough of Anna's puffy cheese. Anna, what do you call them? Cheese bites. I should know the name. I eat a
I
bag
thought
of
you said Anna's puffy cheeks. I was like, I do have puffy cheeks.
puffy cheese puffs.
Oh,
They're
cheese
called,
bites. Yeah.
they're called Eat Happy Kitchen cheese bites. I can't get enough of these things. I really can't. So you go do what I do. I get the 12-pack and the 9-pack delivered at the same time because there's one I just want all the cheddar with the barbecue, and then I want the 9-pack of the variety. So that's the way I do it. You may want to do it differently. Go check out everything at eathappykitchen.com. You know what to do with me. We all go shopping on Amazon. Before you go to Amazon, go to VinnieTortorich.com. That's how I get to keep the show free. We're talking about that during the show. So go do that. Just go there first because it really helps. It really helps me in what we're doing here. Rate and review this podcast. Oh, people want to know when I'm going to open up the VIP.
Is it not open yet?
Not open yet, but go to VinnieTortorich.com/VIP. Put your name, address, whatever they ask you for. And whenever we open that group up, be in there and we'll give you guys like 4 or 5 days or a week, like I always do. And then you can be part of the VIP group. I'm serious about once I close it, it's I don't think we've opened it this year. And it's
I was gonna say it's been a while. We're almost to the end of this year. Vinny, this year's almost over. I can't even
I can't even deal with it. We're almost back to Hallmark Christmas movies again.
Oh, I bet you're so excited for that though.
Oh my God. Yeah, football season just started. I'm kind of like the Liver King. I'm starting to get an erection here. So because this is my season. Folks, on behalf of Anna Vocino, my name is Vinnie Tortorich. Put life into living and do it with a little more of Miss Gladys Knight and the Pips.